everyone, I'm Lindsay Hoffman and welcome to the Dose of Bliss show where we give you daily doses of bliss. Today I am with celebrity makeup artist Nakia. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So I just want to start a little bit about, what you do and the celebrities that you have worked with, for makeup.
Wow, what I do as a makeup artist of 18 years, I've worked with so many people. But to name a few, Harrison Ford, Pierce Brosnan, Mike Epps, Shaka Khan. Oh my God, it's so many amazing people. It's been a dynamic journey, I will say. Most of my clients have been men because I specialize in men's grooming, and but I love glam too. So it is, it's all fun to me, and it's work, but it's fun work.
That's so cool. So my show's all about achieving your dreams. So how did you get, everyone obviously starts at the same place. So how did you get from, being a regular person to working with people like Harrison Ford?
Well, I will say, I'm from Dallas, Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth, and I started working with the Dallas Cowboys and doing Super Bowl commercials and working in film and TV there and doing print work for AT&T and Coca-Cola and a lot of commercial work. And then I got the call one day from Harrison Ford Productions, and I was off to Hollywood, and I got here and I knew this is where I belong. And so, after working with Harrison Ford, my career went to a whole new level. I launched a makeup school because I also love to teach. I love to train makeup artists and women in general just to look and feel their absolute best. And started the academy, and along the way, I decided to develop my own organic cosmetics.
I know, I'm wearing the lipstick right now too.
Yes,
I'm really excited. She still has the
beautiful.
brush in her hand. It was like the best day ever. I was like, oh my God.
Always ready to paint, always ready.
So I was looking on your Instagram and you have like a story. It says something about like a screwdriver of
Oh my God.
how long ago was this first off? And I want you to share the story of what it took to get here, because we're looking at you now, the success and, living the dream, but people don't really know what goes into that.
They really don't. When I think about the screwdriver, I kept that screwdriver. That was in 2006. And my car was stolen the night I was supposed to stop and get gas. I was so tired. And I said, you know what, I'll stop in the morning. I was scheduled to leave Dallas.
To go to LA. So this was when you got the call from Harrison Ford and you were going to come to LA?
Actually, I got a call from another director for a film that was filming in Venice to be makeup department head for that particular film. Mm-hmm. And when I got that call, I said, you know what, this is it for me. I'm leaving Texas. I'm off to Hollywood. I was so excited. And the next morning, I went out to my car to drive to LA, and my car was gone.
That's crazy.
So my uncle said, you have to go. I had literally less than 48 hours to be on set. The production company had no idea that I was from Texas, that I was in Texas.
Oh my God, that's what happens when you have a dream. You don't always tell them all the details. Right. You're like, can you be there tomorrow? You're like, yeah, yes. I'll be there tomorrow.
And I'm thinking, oh my God. So my car was gone, and they found my car on the side of the road because the thief ran out of gas.
That's crazy.
So my uncle said, you know what, you gotta go. He gave me a screwdriver, he stuck it in the ignition, and he said, no matter what happens, don't let that screwdriver fall out. So I drove from Dallas all the way to LA with the screwdriver, holding it for like 26 hours, just rolling. And I pulled up to set with my kid, like, hello, I'm here.
Like, nothing's wrong.
Nothing's
we got
wrong.
Here.
So the screwdriver, it's now old and rusty, but it got me here.
So you still have it?
I kept it for memories.
That's so good. Well, what do you like? So what made you push through all that? Because a lot of people would be like, my car's stolen, and just call and like give up. What do you think is different within yourself where you're just like, you're laughing about it. You're like, my car's stolen. I'm going to find it. I'm going to drive with a screwdriver. Like, I'm not even going to get a new key. I'm just going to I got to go.
Well, I will say I knew that my career plateaued in Dallas. When I say that, I'd worked with, the local celebrities. I've done all the weddings I could do. I've done all the commercials I could do. And it was either work in corporate America, which my background is business, work in corporate America, or go for your dream and move to LA and do what you love. So it was do or die for me. And I think knowing that alone, either I was going to be stuck here working a 9-to-5, or I was going to have the opportunity to work in Los Angeles and live my dream and make people beautiful, make people feel beautiful. It was very, very intense for me. So I felt like by any means necessary, I have to get there.
I think that's really, I really love that story. So I think that's the most important thing. Because a lot of people be like, why aren't my dreams coming true? And it's like, well, look at her. Like, you drove with a screwdriver in your car was stolen, but that's what it took for you to get to where you needed to be.
Absolutely.
And you had a phone call and you made it happen.
Yes. I had to. It was not an option. And I share that story with all my students and even with other makeup artists and other people in general who say, well, this is happening in my life. And I hear all the excuses. And then I share my story and I say, you know what? No excuses by any means necessary. I drove all the way by myself for over 26 hours alone, a young single female with a screwdriver holding it. And of course, my hand was like,
wait, so you held it for the 26 hours?
Because if it had fallen out, the way the guy had popped the ignition column, if it had fallen out, the car was going to fall down.
So you didn't even like sleep? You just drove straight?
I had to. I was so afraid that if I turned the car off, I wouldn't be able to turn it back on again and I wouldn't make it to LA.
That's crazy.
So I drove the entire time. I stopped for coffee, left the car running, and I'm like holding it in the drive-through at all the little Burger Kings along the way.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was interesting. My hand hurt for a very long time, but you know what? I got here. I walked on set. It was so worth it. And me and that particular director, Billy Joseph, we've remained friends, and he's dynamic.
Does he know that story now?
And he knows now that it's on Instagram. He's like, what? Because he thought I lived in LA.
He didn't even know.
He didn't even know. And I said, I'm not telling.
But now he worked out, and he probably has more respect for you after hearing that story.
He definitely has a lot of respect for my passion and my drive, and now, following my dream and developing this amazing line.
So what made you get into the beauty business, and what made you decide to start your own business?
It really stumbled upon me because I'm from a family of nurses. My mother's a nurse, my grandmother, and my family. Everybody is in the healthcare business of some sort, and they're like, you're going to be a nurse. There's no other option. And I remember being in college and my parents did not know that I literally quit the nursing program and transferred over to the business program because I knew this is not for me. The sight of blood makes me weak. I'm going to pass out. I went to clinicals, and in the delivery room, a patient was having a baby, and I was on the floor. So I knew this is not for me.
You're like, I'm going to do your makeup so you look good for the picture.
There you go. And so after that, it was interesting because my dorm room, and I mentioned that in some of my posts, my dorm room in college was the makeup room. Ladies would line up to get my famous wing eyeliner, or they would line up to get lashes. But I never knew that it could be a career, that I could make a living doing this. But it was always in me. So when I started working in corporate America, ladies would be lined up at my desk to get makeup tips. My boss would come to my desk on Fridays before dinner with her husband to get her makeup done. So we're in this little cubicle and I'm doing makeup. And then it was just like, this is great. And then I started working for MAC Cosmetics and different cosmetic brands. And I said, this is who I am. I discovered, I tried to hide it, and I put on a business suit. And I said, there has to be a way that I can mix business and beauty. How do you mix the two? Because most artists are very creative minds, but the business side someone else normally handles. So I discovered it's very rare that you mix the two, but it is possible. And that's where I am now.
And that's what you did. So what does it take to get something like this actually started? Because a lot of people have a dream and like having a product and testing the stuff and making it, and
it takes a lot, but a lot of knowledge. I'm a makeup nerd. Even during my MAC Cosmetics days, I would study the ingredients book. I'm an ingredient junkie. I want to know what's in it. I want to know who made it. I want to know what lab it comes from. I want to know the manufacturer, and I want to know the name, the person behind the manufacturer. I need to know the gut, the heart, the juice of the ingredients of the products. That's what matters to me. And so with that being said, I began to research about 15 years ago. And then 10 years ago, I said, you know what? Okay, now you take the ingredient and you put it in this bottle and you do this and you do. So I began to put the pieces together. And then I said, how am I going to make this happen? I'll just start a school. This seems very, very difficult.
Like, I'll just start a school.
So, started the school. I've trained over 5,000 young men and women from around the world. The academy has been phenomenal. But then there was also...
And what's the academy called?
Oh, Nakia's Academy of Makeup. Nakia's Academy of Makeup, my baby, formerly All About Face Academy, but I wanted to merge my two companies together. So I merged them together, and now we have Nakia Cosmetics of Hollywood and Nakia's Academy of Makeup, where we train men and women from all over the world, makeup artists and women from all over the world where I train, and I actually travel as well to do the training. And I said, I'm not happy with some of the makeup that we're using. It's either taking too much time to mix it, for it to set. There was always something missing. So finally, a friend of mine said, why don't you do your own line? And I said, I want to, but I'm not sure. And then I said, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot. One day I said, I'm going to give it a shot because so many different cosmetic brands were calling me to book me to educate or to help them develop a line. So it was
Yeah, it's like, why do it for someone else when you can do it for yourself?
there you go. And so I said, okay, I'll do it. I'll give it a shot. So I tried it. I started with my students in the classroom and they were like, oh my God, this foundation is amazing. And then I started shooting with it with different photographers. And the photographer would say, oh my God, I don't have to do any Photoshop. The skin
Yeah,
looks
your skin
amazing.
is like perfect right now.
Thank you. Thank you. So I realized that skin and foundation is my baby. It's my specialty. It's what I live and breathe for. So I put all that energy, all that love, all that passion into this little bottle.
Yeah, I like how you think of it that way too. It's like love, passion, and energy. Like you look at a product, you don't really know like what's in it, and you
Right.
think about the love behind the person
Yes.
that you're putting in it.
Totally. So there's a lot of love in this little bottle. The feedback has been amazing, has been overwhelming. And I am excited, but at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, this is really happening.
When did you start this? This is
I actually
really
started
newer.
it several years. I started the process, let me say this, several years ago, about 5 years ago. And then from there on, I said, you know, it was in a little frosted bottle and it wasn't keeping it as fresh as I wanted it to, as we needed to. So I changed the packaging. So then I took a little break and I began to research packaging. Can we get a glass bottle? Can we get a pump so that a lot of makeup isn't wasted? How do we keep the makeup fresh to make sure that it lasts long, to make sure that it looks amazing on the skin, even if the client leaves the house at 8 in the morning, he or she may not return until that night, but we still need that person to look fresh and amazing without having to do constant touch-ups. You know, especially with entertainers and actors, we're under lights and we're moving around, and you know, even moms are on the go, they're taking the kids to school, or women in business, they're running their business or they're working all day. No one has time to stop and touch up and re-add. So packaging is everything. It means a lot. So got rid of the frosted container, got this baby, began to test it out even more. And when you have A-listers, when you have women all over the world, when you have men who don't wear makeup but they have to for work, say, this feels so good, I feel like I don't have anything on, oh my headshots look amazing, then you're like, okay, we got a winner. And no bad reports, no breakouts, so it's just exciting.
You can see the passion of your dream, and I think what I like the most about what you're saying is that you asked yourself, you had a goal and you were like, how am I going to do this goal? And so your idea of how you were going to achieve your goal was to create a school.
Yes.
And that's something I like to talk about with people a lot, is there's a lot of different routes that you could do to become a makeup artist, to have your own line.
Yes.
But you chose to research and to create a school to get to this point that you always wanted to get to.
Yes. Totally. The academy was interesting because people would call me all the time and say, hey, I want to take a makeup class, or can you teach me how to do makeup? I've had VPs of other cosmetic brands to call me and say, hey, or, you know, can you come in and do some training for us? And I said, okay. So finally, I did teach at another local school here in LA when I first came to Los Angeles. And I went in that school and I said, these beautiful young women aren't learning. They aren't really learning the art of makeup. They are given a picture and they are told to create that picture, and that's it. But learning technique, learning the skill, learning why, learning the different forms of makeup. You have beauty, you have fashion, you have beauty editorial, you have bridal, you have men's grooming, you have ethnic beauty, you have cultural beauty, there's so many different facets to being a makeup artist. But they're just given a picture and said, go. Where's the knowledge? They don't even know. A lot of those young ladies didn't even know, what is a day rate? What is a half day
Yeah,
rate?
people don't know those things. I find that too. I mean,
Right.
working as like a host and working in digital media, in the community, people don't know even how to ask for money or how to negotiate that, like the basic things. And that's like, you know, I know we're talking about makeup and things, but at the core of like your success, you have to know and research and take time out of your way to get to that level. Like you're not here on accident. Like, you know, you fought through the screwdriver. You researched everything you could do. You know, you went from every angle, and when something wasn't how you wanted it, you didn't just say, oh, it's not how I want it. You found out why it was that way, and so much so that you now are to the point where you can show other people to be that way.
Yes, and it's an honor. It's totally an honor, and I enjoy every moment of it. Like I said, I live for it. I wake up every day like, okay, what are we doing today? Who are we training, and what are we doing for the makeup line? And I realize that it's who I am, and it's who I was born to be.
Yeah, and that the core of it is like, that's when your dream, and I think that's the biggest tip about creating your own business and going for your dreams, is you have to go for what's passionate
Yes.
to you. Because I can tell, I wish you guys could feel like sitting here right now. She is so happy. Like, I could just imagine, she only got to do my lips today, but I can imagine if she did your whole face, like, that energy, it's not just the beauty that it makes you look like, the energy that she puts into it, you feel, and the energy that's, you know, put into every product. You don't realize that the people behind something is really what is the magic, like, behind it.
And that's what I'm learning. That's so great that you said that, because I'm learning that, because I'm asking different people in the world, what would you like to see more for my brand? And the feedback has been you, Nakia. We want more of you.
That's what we need.
Do more videos. Give us more of you. And I'm like, no, I want to be
we got a video. We
scenes.
got one right here. This is the start of that manifest right now.
It totally is. My team said, you're going on the show. I'm like, me? I just want to do her makeup. Let me just make her look good. They're like, no, you're going on the show. I'm like, oh God, here we go. I'm such a behind the scenes person because I love what I do and I love making other people look good. But
now it's time for you to shine.
I'll take it.
So we only have a few minutes left. So what's the last thing, before we get into where people can find you, what's the last thing you want to leave, the message you want to leave people with?
I want to leave people with the message of, when you get up every day, I want you to understand that when you look good, number one, you feel good. It's important to know what's in our makeup bag. My brand is organic. It's paraben free. It's animal cruelty free. We do not test on animals. We care about each and every person that purchases this cosmetic, that wears this cosmetic. It's brand Nakia Cosmetics of Hollywood. And I think it's very important that every woman understands, and every person understands, male or female, that knowing the ingredients of the product is very crucial. And having someone that you can trust, that you know knows what is in this little bottle. Because makeup is the number one cancer causing ingredients that a lot of people in the world don't realize. So it's important to just know what you're buying, what you're using, what you're putting on your face.
Yeah, it's on
so
your face.
I want to say that, and just to look good and feel good, be fabulous, enjoy life.
Yeah, you are fabulous. We got to have the energy of you. So can you let everyone know where they can find you and where they can find your products?
Yes.
You can look over here.
Here we go. Nakia Cosmetics of Hollywood, and on Instagram at Nakia Cosmetics of Hollywood. Website www.nakiacosmetics.com. We're coming to your local Sephora, Ulta, and look for future stores.
She's a big
look
deal.
for future stores. So I'm very, very excited about the global launch. And follow me on Instagram. Hit me up. I check the DMs along with my team, and I would love to hear from you guys.
Follow her. She is amazing, and the stuff is amazing. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, which I hope you did, be sure to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, follow it it's on all platforms. Wherever you're watching it, follow it, and be sure to binge it all. FocusTVNetwork.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.